Weekend 2, the Austin City Limits Music Festival, and a Weekend 2 only artist, Phoenix, joining me, Thomas and Deck here. So, 2009, I followed you around this festival for Rolling Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that was the biggest crowd you had played for
Ever.
at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you remember about that day? I remember very little, and I was stuck with you guys all day.
We do remember the crowd. We do remember we had a technical issue, so there was a moment of panic for us on stage because all of a sudden everything crashed, and we had to play acoustic songs. And then we remember the crowd helping us out, and so then it became a bond between. And then no, it was a massive crowd, and it's the first time that I think it was like 4 times larger than any shows we've done before. So it was leaving the stage with the we managed to come out of this alive was really great.
You weren't a young band at that time. You were a band who had already released a bunch of records, and things just sort of snowballed right around that time.
Yeah. No one wanted to sign us because they thought we were too old back then.
Right.
Yeah. In 2009, we were like, well, this is their 4th album. I don't think we'll sign them. Yeah.
But in retrospect, would this band still be here if earlier on that kind of stuff happened to you?
Yeah, we got asked this question a few times, and it's interesting. We don't really know, but we feel lucky for having a very progressive success, I would say, because success can be a part of the artistic process as well. It can put pressure on stuff, and I don't know. We started really young, specifically both of us. We were 11 years old, and every step has been pretty slow, and until today.
If YouTube,
being with you.
If YouTube would have existed in 2000, when did we start? In 19. We started in 1988. We were 10 to 12.
Yeah.
And so if YouTube existed back then, it's possible we wouldn't be here. Because we made a fool of ourselves for at least 10 years.
Now that everything is relatively steady, I mean, I think this is the place you guys are in, which is good because you've come to here.
Yeah.
How do you measure progress? Is there a way to
it's
know that this is working?
But the thing is, progress is in which area you wish to progress. The thing is, just being in the studio together making new stuff is a huge progress. There's so much room for making the most exciting thing, to be honest, it's to find a little piece of music that is gonna be not more than maybe 10 seconds, but that gives all of us goosebumps at the same time, which is rare. At the same time.
Those are generally the songs that wind up connecting.
Well, well, hopefully. So progress is, in theory, there's no limit for progress in that area.
On a personal level, who changed the most during the pandemic? I mean, because you guys have known each other from the beginning.
Sorry, during the pandemic?
During the pandemic,
I don't
because
think
we all changed during the pandemic.
I think our music changed to us, at least changed a little bit, because it streamlined our music. It just put more, instead of looking for something, it was easy to express all these emotions and that had depth and gravitas and everything, because the time was insane. We were also the location. We were in the Louvre Museum for 2 years. It was empty because it was closed. So it was very dystopian, eerie atmosphere, like a very unique time in our life. So we didn't have to force anything because what we were going through was really strange. And we had not to get into too much detail, but we went through a lot. There were loss. There were we lost close ones. We lost a producer that worked with us for a long time. So all these elements came into music. Started to become, this sounds cheesy, but it started to become really like a part of the healing process. Part of also the way we communicated There's a song called Winter Solstice on the album that we did remotely, which we've never done before. That was our way to stay in touch, because we wouldn't talk about, like, what was your day? There was nothing to talk about.
Right.
There was just music to be made.
How much time did you spend with Mona Lisa?
Her not so much, because she's well protected. But Napoleon's Throne, I would say a good 6 months close. But that's the last thing we'd see before entering the studio. And
It's closer to 2 years, actually.
yeah, 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. But with we never could, officially sit on the throne, but
Officially.
yeah. No, even unofficially. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Come
something
on.
we never even tried. No, we would open a window. There'd be a security guard after 5 seconds, so we didn't. We'd be too scared to be kicked out of the museum for one.
I mean, traditionally we hear about people recording in unique places, and frankly, it all sort of runs together. It's okay, you did it in the forest. Okay, you were inside a volcano. But the Louvre's pretty cool.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
that.
that's gonna be an issue for our next album,
Yeah.
because I don't know how we.
From a real estate point of view, it was a good opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great real estate. Great, but also great. Yeah, just the trip to go to the studio was inspiring already. It was very unique.
And it probably gave you, well, you got something to do for those 2 years, but at what point did you maybe miss the road more than you thought you would? I mean, was there a point in those 2 years where early on it's a little bit of a relief to not have to do the thing that you do
That's
the rest
true.
of the time?
Yeah, well, I think there was a moment where we didn't really miss it yet, but it was really strange because I think there was this one rumor that certain venues in London were booked until 23, like for 2 years.
Right.
So someone told us, if you want to tour, even if it's in 8 months, you have to book venues now because they're all booked up. So that was stressful because we wanted to tour, but we didn't want to tour if we were not ready. And we were not sure what was going to happen. So we had to come up. Everything was last minute plans and nothing, which is pretty refreshing because the music industry is too much, after you've done this is our 7th album. Right now we're touring without an album that's out. It's pretty fun because sure, people don't know the songs as much as they should, but it's new for us. So it's a new, it's pretty unusual, and I think we'll try to do more and more things that are not the usual, even though I'm talking about ACL and this is our 5th time on the same stage.
Right. My understanding is that you plan the day offs for everyone. That you're the guy
they
who
call me
figures out
Captain
what you're gonna do.
Comfort.
Yeah, he has a
That's my
nickname for that,
nickname,
yeah.
Captain Comfort, because I do plan good research.
Was there a day off around this?
There is a day off tomorrow. There's a there's now a pickleball league in the United States that's called the Pickleball National League, PNL. And so I
It's
think
Austin based.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we're gonna try to improve our game with the team that's based in Austin. What are they called? The Chihuahuas? Or no, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's our experience tomorrow. Is to, because we're good at tennis.
But you've never played the pickleball?
Oh no, we
or
played. We
you
played.
have? Okay.
Yes, we started early. I have to say we were trendsetters on that. On that, I think we were the only ones that were not 65 plus to play the game in the beginning. Yeah, we did. I think pickleball owes us a lot without knowing.
Oh, well, now that this is
We
a professional
promoted-
league,
yes.
if this thing doesn't work
If
out,
this is a band thing, we're willing to take any band. This could be I mean, I'm pretty confident about our game. We're solid.
all right. Phoenix, second weekend only, and we are here second weekend of the Austin City Limits Music Festival. The album, Alpha Zulu, is out on November 4th. From here with Phoenix, backstage at the Austin City Limits Music Festival with Austin City Limits Radio.